Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new Karminian Chaos. Slightly different, even from the last time we had to do an impromptu set change. Hopefully now, with all of our equipment being accessed to us, we can actually make this slightly less improvised and a little more actual professional. This is, of course, the Reliquary Towers Dungeons & Dragons show, and the people surrounding me on the opposite side of the table now are our lovely players. There is Martin Pepper playing Jorn Cinderheart, our Dark Elf fighter. Zaccardi playing Felix Locust.
Wait, no last name?
I don't remember your last name, okay? Marshall, also, Marshall Coker?
Yeah.
There we are. Playing Vengeance, our rogue, who's regretting more and more giving me the power to say her name.
Vengeance, not vengeance. Well, you introduced it like that, so suck it up.
Does it or does it not say vengeance in all capital letters on your character?
No.
There we are.
There's also
Immediately tries to change it.
And then, of course, Nora playing Ariena, not Ariena.
To be clear. No last name for me.
Let me just look up the credits from our... Okay, moving on. I know two people's last names and not the other two.
That's good. Mine's gonna be just painful just for him to read. I just give him a slip and he'll be like, I don't want to even attempt.
That's it. Everyone
What is
knows
this
no matter
infernal
what.
garbage?
Yes, Dr. Pepper.
Okay. Last time, the group traveled directly to Mossborough in an attempt to circumvent Jorn Cinderheart's deal with the Iberian military. To help. You couldn't tell Martin's finding out about this for the first time right now. Because after being confronted by people from Ariena's past, members of the Arbiter's Sons, a guild dedicated to doing good, they decided that this posed too much of a threat to possibly cause intercontinental warfare. And realistically, they're right to be afraid. I think, Martin, you'd probably agree they're right to be afraid.
Absolutely right to be afraid.
There we go. So, in an attempt to circumvent that quest, to prevent him from gaining diplomatic immunity from the nation of Iberian, and also working as a splinter soldier for them within the confines of Baskenride, they headed directly to Mossborough to find the Austenvent family, a group of powerful nobles that whose city borders the forest that Valkergak, the undead warlord that Jorn is hunting, has been hiding in. Once surpassing a very handsome and intelligent guard by the name of Henry, they were able to gain access to the throne room where they attempted to barter and kind of just offer help to the Austenvents to get rid of this undead menace on their doorstep. They seemed unreceptive to their plight. However, before leaving, a disembodied, raspy voice contacted Felix Locust, the party's Palock, to come back later around a secret entrance around the side of Hearthaven Castle.
He just said meet me on the bottom of the hill.
Yes.
So I have no idea of what else it could be.
Yes.
So
However, returning back later after dark, they saw a series of lights that led kind of around to...
nope. We did not get that far.
We didn't get that far.
God damn it.
We got to. We are going to leave and cut.
Okay.
We were going to leave, I passed out, and that's it.
Ariena just...
No.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You got to the gates and you cast Detect Magic on them, right?
It was
And then it was.
Sorry, right. I forgot. Before they were able to leave, Ariena started to see visions of a cloaked figure, very dark, shadowy cloaked figure in a mirror that no other party member could see, and cast Detect Magic on the mirror. After doing so, they witnessed a vision of arcane proportions from a spell failure that is unique to their character. This tormenting vision involved an undead marauder raising the dead and storming a large manor home, executing a woman as she lay in bed, and then corrupting the man that presumably was her. And that is where we ended up cutting.
Yes. Correct.
Before we return to that scene, however, we need to go back a day or two to when Jorn Cinderheart left to go on recon with the Problem and Tallow. Jorn, you leave for the force that Valkyrie is in to do recon. How do you get there? Are you just moving on foot, or are you...
It's gonna move stealthily on foot, basically
Okay.
trying to keep low, get this views. Like,
Got it, absolutely. So you move there, able to move across land very quickly on your own, as being trained to do so. Move covertly and fast is kind of generally your whole shtick.
Yeah.
You eventually get to the border of the forest. It takes a day or two for you to get there. However, you do eventually get there after nightfall. Strange arcane green lights start crackling in the forest. What would you like to do?
so how far away am I right now?
Okay. You see the forest in the distance, you see the arcane lights crackling, you can do whatever you want from that distance. You can choose to go closer, you can do a perimeter sweep.
I'm gonna opt for the perimeter sweep. I don't want to
Perimeter
engage too hard at this time.
So you're just going to go around the circumference of the forest?
Generally, yeah, trying to see if we can find any details. Like, I'm guessing we can't see anything from outside the forest.
No, the trees are far too dense.
Alright, so I'm probably gonna try to get close to the edge of the forest,
to the-
but never going in or to a far side.
I'll have you make a stealth check and a perception check as you move up. And I'll do the same for Tallow and the Professor, who are on your table.
Nat 20 for the stealth.
I'm going to assume that that's the Professor who rolled a natural 6, but Tallow got a natural 18, so I'm going to assume that they're keeping up pretty well with you, especially on a nat 20. You are dead silent moving around the sides of this forest.
For the perception, though, it's a 7.
7? Okay. Unfortunately, the high contrast lighting is very difficult to see through, even with dark vision, because your eyes can't particularly adjust to a single light. You can for a moment see through the darkness as your eyes adjust to that pitch black silhouette of the forest. But then an arcane flash of green will come up, and then your eyes will come out of dark vision and out of focus. Unfortunately, you just can't see that far in from outside.
Alright, so it's probably just gonna move up to finally move up to the edge of the woods there. I'm gonna try to get just from the outside to inside.
Got it. While you do this, I'm going to ask for a very abnormal thing from you.
Alright.
What is your passive arcana?
Passive Arcana, what would that be?
It's 10 plus your arcana modifier.
So that'd be 9.
9.
Jorn's not a magical person.
You feel nothing as you walk into the forest.
Would the professor feel anything?
I think he's still catatonic, isn't he?
The professor is not precisely physically present. It seems their body is performing actions and moving. However, you notice that a lot of his mannerisms are not the same as they typically were. He's holding himself very differently.
Sort of like walking, but like sleepwalking.
Yes. His eyes are still that robust, vibrant, swirling, luminescent pillars of green and yellow and purple. He is with you, but he is not with you.
Jorn kind of thinking to himself, it's don't know if that's good or not. Jorn's maybe try to make slightly into the woods then
Got it. I will be very honest with you. You rolled exceedingly well on stealth.
Yeah.
1 in 20 good on stealth. If you do very poorly on the perception checks here, that might not be enough to.
Alright.
So as you go further into the woods, I'll have you make another perception check.
So that'll be a 9.
9? Okay. As you walk through the woods, it's still hard to kind of catch your bearings, especially with the flashing, robust lights that kind of just appear out of nowhere. Occasionally you think you can see silhouettes of things that you can't quite explain, like the trees suddenly shift and kind of move. Their roots kind of along the forest floor a bit slightly like snakes, and you kind of find yourself overwhelmed with this. It's It's an innate sense of magic that isn't present in a lot of Vastenrai, so you're unfamiliar with it. It makes it hard to focus on any one thing. As you move closer, you do begin to see trees begin to vanish as if they've been cut down more and more. And then you begin to see a couple hundred feet the outlines of structures. That is very good. As you see these structures in the distance, you see, like, you have seen military camps before. One of the common elements of them are, we need somebody up high so they can see far.
Yeah.
Not as good in a forest, however, typically you do see what you can make up to be like a makeshift wooden watch. As you get closer and closer, it's not the watchtower that starts. You feel your foot hit. Like, just hit some resistance. And as you look down, you see this magical thread just kind of pop and into fade as the green magic just leaves it. And you see it begins to light up this lattice work of string that had covered almost the entire floor in this area. And you see it all begin to fade and kind of dissolve like fuses back towards the camp. Once it hits the camp, you hear 3 loud, blazing shrieking horn blasts that are kind of the mixture of like a deep but also kind of overtoned with the sound of someone screaming, as if an intense... It's a strange twist of music and sound that is not common in any way to anything particular.
Alright, well, knowing this, so Jorn's going to, like, clearly it sounds like he tripped an alarm. Jorn's going to opt that he's going to tell Tallow and the professor to, like, duck a little further away there, and Jorn's going to try to basically jump and climb up the closest tree you can see.
Up the closest tree, and then you're telling Tallow and...
You know, basically go take cover, like, in a bush.
Okay.
I'm guessing I should make an acrobatics for the tree.
Yes, because this is going to be pretty much a timed...
Very well.
Sorry, a timed event. Can you get up a tree faster than they can mobilize to your position?
So 8 plus 6, so 14.
Got it. This would not be fortress. This would be probably based on the priests, which is good athletics. I always roll bad with my DM.
I'm sorry, you just rolled a really good one earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, I rolled very good, and then I instantly turned it around. With advantage, I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 7.
You just can't roll well with advantage.
No. I'm just like,
It's harder.
They need a buff. They need a buff. They got the drop on him. He triggered an alarm.
Well, then you just give them, like, plus 22, like, make up for your roll.
Because then why wouldn't I just lie and say they succeeded?
No,
Plus 20, basically.
Like, on their step 1. Can't make it permanent.
Because they're... Reasons, Nora! Reasons! You duck up the tree very quickly. After that, you see the professor goes... you see Tallow ducks out and begins running out of the woods. The professor... You see the changed hand that last time you saw it in the town of Islefell begin to change color and be covered in all these small, dark rock-like protrusions. The hand begins to glow very similar to his eyes. And you see he just kind of looks directly forward into the forest where people are going to be running towards the two of you. And he just begins walking forward, almost stumbling towards the camp.
Jordan's going to see this. So he's just standing in the open, walking towards the camp.
Yeah.
Jordan's going to try to knock him out while still in the tree. He's going to take the jar of pickled peaches he got and he's going to try to chuck it at his head.
Okay, make an attack roll. What is...
Well,
okay, this would be with strength.
Alright.
Because you're trying to knock him out. What is your strength score?
14 to +1.
Okay.
Or 14 to
I just
+1
wanted the
+2.
strength
Hold on.
score.
I don't know, is 14 +1 or +2?
Plus
14 is +2.
I must have forgotten to edit at that.
Yeah, because you leveled up last week.
Yeah, and...
How can you get 14? Because then you take sharpshooter. Sharpshooter gets no.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't. I was suggested to take sharpshooter, but
Yeah.
I didn't take.
I was gonna say,
I
I
took my
think
ability score.
It was one of the things we talked about him maybe taking sharpshooter.
I'm just gonna double check and make sure I leveled everything. Yeah. Did I finish leveling up my character?
I'd appreciate it if you did.
Like I think I put a lot of it on there, and I may not fully updated it.
Feet and dice change. That's all you get.
Yeah, I'm just checking the numbers because I didn't give myself a feat. I did. Yeah.
Either way, I'm gonna make a con save. The
Okay,
DC
I
is...
have +4 dex now.
Yes.
Okay, I just need to re-level all this.
You have DC equal to your strength score, so that's gonna be a DC 14 to see whether you knock out the professor.
All right, DC 14.
That's a natural 4.
Alright,
I'm gonna guess the professor's constitution is not very good.
No.
No.
15 for the strength attack roll. I'm just gonna update all my stats.
You whip this jar of peaches at the professor's, thank you, shambling body. And you just hear it shatter on the back of his head. And you see him just slump down in the grass. Knocked out the professor. Woo!
Let's go.
Unfortunately for you, these trees are not particularly tall. Like, they are big, but they're not pushing 30 feet, which is the important thing. As you see this hulking large man with a red hood pulled over his head, these glowing yellow eyes. You see he's sporting this massive, semi-rusted, almost butcher's cleaver that is probably the size of your arm. He has this thick apron over top of his front, and you see he has a couple extra, like, protruding hands that are coming off of his body as you see this match of, like, stitched up appearance. And you see him leading on a chain a familiar, hulking monstrosity of a creature. The tri-headed but sewn together Stitch Beast. If you remember correctly from the town of Islington, these creatures make excellent watchdogs and hunters for one key feature they have. They can smell living tissue and pretty much a life essence within a specific radius. You see these two creatures approaching outside just your eye state now. Do you want to do anything on your mission?
Jorn is going to look down at the professor.
Yeah.
And it'll like Jordan can go down there and go grab and help him, but that's going to take a decent bit of time. So Jordan's going to just start trying to basically dart across the trees. These are just rather short trees, right? So
okay, they're not short. The main important thing was that they're not like redwoods. They're not like hundreds of feet tall.
Okay.
Like, you can probably get up a good, like, 25 to 30 feet, but the important thing is that you're still...
They're not giant redwoods.
Yeah, you're still going to be pretty close to that Stitch Beast, so if you do fall, you're still looking to take some damage. You can make acrobatics check.
Jordan's going to try to basically go full on Tarzan and leap from tree to tree to get towards the edge he can.
I will have you make an acrobatics check and a stealth check at this point.
Alright. Acrobatics check. Now that I have my scores correctly done, it's +7.
Yes.
Nat 1.
Oh, no.
With disadvantage.
And yeah, the stealth with disadvantages, right? So I'm
Yeah.
rolling the stealth
You're
now.
right.
The acrobatics is for that one.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure that wasn't.
I will be real with you. The stealth probably doesn't matter.
Or
That's an oof. That's a real oof, man. You go to walk out on what you think is a pretty thick branch. What you don't realize is that hornets have been tunneling through this. So the inside is completely hollowed. So as you put your first step foot onto the branch, you feel it snap. And you drop 25 feet and slam into the ground. I'll give you a dexterity saving throw to see if you can slow yourself down and not take as much fall.
I mentioned there's a lot of branches.
Yeah, this is a pretty thick forest. There's a decent amount of branches.
So dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
So that'll be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? I will just have you do 1d6 falling damage instead of 3 then.
I'm actually taking a lot of things on the way down.
Yeah. You're instead of taking the damage from the impact, you're taking damage from scrapes and bruises as you hit through 30 different trees. You can take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
The second you hear that branch snap, though, you hear these stitch beasts now begins to get closer and closer and can now smell you. You see it begins to get frenzied and almost drag the arm off of the large hulking figure holding it. You see he just unsnaps the chain and lets it rush at you. I'm gonna have you make a acrobatics check to see if you can try and outrun this thing.
Who says I'm gonna run?
Okay, what do you want to do then? You are lying prone on the ground and this thing is sprinting at you.
Jorn is going to, so it's like half movement to just get up from front.
Yes.
Jorn's going to try to partly get up, and he's going to take a ready action with his maul, or once the beast basically enters his range.
Got it. It is sprinting at you. It enters your range.
It enters my range. I'm going to make my first attack. So I'm just going to pick something, one of my abilities. Ooh, it's my combat superiority dice. Alright, Jorn's going to make a attack. So it reflects strength plus proficiency,
Yes.
and then I add strength to the damage.
yes.
Yeah, so first attack. Nine, so that will be 14.
14 does hit the stitch beast.
Alright, I'm going to use the superiority die,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be using it for my trip attack.
Got it. So it's gonna get no.
It'll have to make a saving throw.
Yes.
So what trip attack does, so not only am I going to be adding a d8 to my 2d6, where that dice low box go. So d8 plus the 2d6, I will be... So I'm just going to, so for the trip attack, when I hit a creature with a weapon attack, I may expend one superiority die and attempt to knock the target down. Add the superiority die to the attack damage, and if the target is large or smaller, they must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, I knock the target prone.
It is large.
So yeah, they
I
can be
will
knocked
make
prone.
a strength saving throw. I'll tell you right now, it has a strength of 20, so it will get plus 5. What was the DC?
DC strength. On a failed, hold on.
I'm using mine.
No, he's not. I have it right here for us to use because they have theirs, and he's rolling it on his sheet. There's a dice tray right here.
Alright, it's 14.
14? It succeeds.
So I'm rolling damage.
Called it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
10, 11, 12 bludgeoning damage.
You want to silence my phone? I swear to God, I silenced my phone.
Put it on Do Not Disturb.
That was the perfect, like, for the birth.
No, it stays in.
Yes, it stays in. That's what Jorn cries out when he when he slapped in the face.
12 bludgeoning damage.
It takes 12 blood.
Second.
Okay. Go for it. Alright.
What you doing?
We're professional here.
We're totally professional.
18.
18? Got it.
I
that
will be
also
using
hits.
another superiority die.
Yep.
I'm going to do...
You do. Using everything.
How much movement would you say it's used to get to me?
I'm looking at the wrong sheet. It's used about 30 feet of its movement. If you remember correctly from the town of Isletail, these things move pretty quick, like faster than your average.
Alright, so I will be using the trip attack again.
Got it. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception... So what was that again? Wisdom plus the perception?
That's 10 plus your perception.
Yeah, so that'd be 13.
13? Things work in shadows. Squirrels.
Oh yeah, did it make its strength saving throw?
I will check. 15.
Alright, that just exceeds it, yeah. That will be 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 bludgeoning damage.
20 bludgeoning damage, and you did, was it 11 last?
It was 12 last.
12 last? Okay, so it has taken a good amount of damage. It is... The seams are starting to come undone on this creature. The problem is that was your turn.
Yep. That's my ready action. It can do its...
And it is going to attempt to grapple you with its great maw now.
Alrighty.
Have you sensed some deja vu, Jorn?
I still have a stick of dynamite.
Does a 25 hit?
No.
Okay.
Is there a saving throw involved with stop getting grappled?
You're going to make opposing athletics checks. You can do acrobatics or athletics.
I'll do acrobatics.
Okay.
Use the next turn.
Just
No.
You refuse.
He's not in our party right now.
He's on his own.
8 plus 7.
Will not time to use spelling weapons.
You're going to take 23 damage.
Alright, Jorn's almost down.
What was your acrobatics check?
I rolled a... What's it called? I did roll a 15.
15? Okay. Athletics for him is plus 7. And that is a 16, so we're going to hit 20. So you feel yourself just get picked up by this creature. Familiar feeling to you.
Yeah.
Wish it wasn't familiar. As you feel your feet lift off the ground, you feel it skid to a halt. You hear the large hulking creature run up beside it as you return. You hear him say, just kind of out to the dark forest, "They know where we are. We must start the march on the city. Do you have anything to deal with this one?" Then you see kind of a wispy fading purple light just kind of swash together.
And the screen turns off after half an hour, the computer turns off after 5.
I'm turning that off.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna really seem to figure it out.
It should just be in set. It should just be in display.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I said,
Yeah.
No, it's nice because I keep following us to do it wrong. It's like it turns off eventually.
We'll put it back after the.
Don't bother. No one notices in like 10 hours, and I'm dead anyways.
Where's personalization?
Whoa.
This is
I only
old
sleep for like 5 hours
Windows.
a day,
So
Marshall.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
This is not fun anymore. You have been assaulted.
The funny part is, like, the three of us are just passing notes to each other.
Yeah, I've noticed.
And they're excited talking.
I appreciate the efforts to limit crosstalk.
Oh, we wanted to cross.
I know.
All right, we're still
We're
recording.
almost
We
there.
can continue.
It's still recording?
I just said it'll never fall asleep.
Ever.
Well plugged in.
Your computer is 5 hours.
We begin to
Okay.
continue from where we were.
As you feel yourself, you lifted up into that familiar feeling of being snatched in the Stitch Beast's maw. That large hulking figure comes up behind it and kind of begins to speak out into the dark wood. And just you hear his voice just kind of echo out.
They know where we are. We must begin the assault on the city now. We cannot wait any longer for the Master to return. Can you do anything about this one?
And then you see kind of a shimmering, fading purple light coming from somewhere in the forest. As this deep purple light begins to intensify, then kind of gives off a final flash, you see a figure standing there. Hair slicked back, this black stone mask covering his face with these like etched out tentacles that like wrap around his head as a part of the helmet. You see one of the eyes covered, the other one completely almost bloodshot, but with that greenish yellow glowing hue. Just kind of looks over and goes, and kind of looks down at you. I cannot make him sleep, but I will make him dream for an eternity. And he takes his finger and kind of presses it to your forehead. I'm gonna have you make a intelligence save.
Lovely.
So smug with a hole in your head.
That one!
You ain't sleeping for an eternity.
Good night.
I could think I just or something.
Though no one is there to witness it, Jorn's eyes are overtaken by a swirling mass of glowing green yellow.
What did I do?
Very
Jorn,
funny. When you look
you feel yourself floating, as if in water, but there's nothing around you but air. Surrounded by darkness, just pure empty space.
I'm just gonna quickly just ask, was this effect being charmed?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I remember the rule. That's why he specifically said I cannot make you sleep.
Well, that's different. From charm.
I know, it's different from charm. This is technically not a charm effect.
What, am I immune?
Look at the camera. It looks like I want you.
Martin's sitting right behind the audience, so sorry.
Is that
they get
angry?
real aggressive in your direction.
He's getting angry past you.
Yes, I'm
looking through your soul onto the other side into Martin's.
Oh yes.
Yes. You feel yourself floating in that cosmic space until the darkness is by this swarming, writhing mass of green and purple tentacles just coming out of the void. This massive yellow eye opening and feeling like it's caught you in the headlight, and you just feel suspended. And that is where we'll cut back to the rest of you.
Welcome back, comrades!
Ariena.
He's dead, yeah. He's dead.
He's not. He's just in an internal dream.
Okay, that's number 2.
He needs to go from point A to point B somehow.
Only in your dreams.
Jorn is living in dreams.
Ariena has just come out of a rather intense vision. You're all standing in the hallways of... I'm trying to remember the name of the club.
The Laughing Seahorse.
This is
No,
not the Laughing Seahorse.
No, Laughing Seahorse was the next
Oh,
the
that's
other
right.
town.
It was the Unicorn's Tail? I think that's right, actually.
No, this is Nocturnal No Ones.
It's I wrote Nocturnal Morons.
No.
I mean, morons also works. It's just a bunch of morons that don't want me to notice. So,
So, summarize what just happened. So, what was his name again? The Minotaur guy.
Tallow.
Tallow ran away. The professor's lying on the ground. The can, like a jar of peaches smashed over his head.
Yeah.
And Jorn's been captured and pretty much in a probably a dreaming state.
Okay.
Fun!
You're all gonna die.
I'm-
You'll
I have
all
plenty-
float too.
So,
You feel too.
so Mary's gonna.
Yeah.
Who's married?
I don't know.
You don't know. Ariena knows.
Yes.
I know.
So,
That's why I said
she's
that.
gonna.
Yeah. Felix, does she do that often?
First time seeing of it.
You are
Ariena-
conscious now.
Conscious?
Yeah, you came out of the vision. And
But you're on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I walk over to Ariana. Ariana or Ariana?
Ariena.
Ariana. Is
Ready
everything
to right this time? Don't want to get stabbed in the sleep.
We know where you live. Are you okay down there?
Okay, now.
What happened?
It's not something. Now, see?
It is getting late and we should meet up with the contact soon. This can be saved for another time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just help her up.
Yay,
Make it help.
Help action.
No. No. You have advantage because Vengeance is giving the help action.
19!
There we are. You get up. You in fact get up.
Nice, good job.
Yeah, I did it.
That's
It would have been funny if
That's
you
your thing you
rolled
did this
one.
session.
One thing.
Nat 1 actually drops and tackles the.
No, I'm pretty sure that's just they're heavier than you're expecting, so Vengeance falls on top of Ariena.
Well, that's just a fail.
I will leave then.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm going to head to the bottom of the hill.
Are you all following me?
No, we're just
Slowly,
gonna.
but yes.
Yes.
Are you sure you don't want to get high off?
Oh,
high off that one specific drink of memory.
Whoa.
She doesn't have enough gold.
It is very good.
They cost 5
Everyone,
shits.
Henry?
Oh no, that was too much.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a very good dream.
Yeah, he was more French.
You head towards Hearthaven Castle.
Oh, that's made trouble.
Absolutely. Anybody else have any preparation?
So,
Okay, that's not a 1. Major is supposed to be.
Okay.
I roll a 16.
Right. I need that open.
I love this.
It's up to a 2.
I love this. Mage armor. Mage armor. I have no protection spells.
Barry does not have mage armor. He was.
I'm a rogue. Oh,
Yeah.
right. I have no protection spells.
Mary can cast stealth. Mary can cast sneak attack. Mary can cast dagger to the heart.
Literally called backstab.
What?
And you're to blame.
Exactly.
The only like protection spell I really have is protection from good and evil.
I mean, realistically, we know that you're going to be going up to a 2 for the magic fail chart now.
Yeah.
We went off of the last. So.
I may not be writing it anymore, but I'm still very much tracking it.
Absolutely. After that, you all make your way to Hearthaven Castle. As you roll up to the gates, they are wide open. You see no Henry. You see no guard standing.
No, Henry. Go.
No Henry.
No.
Sorry.
I am going. I am going to ready and carefully walk through because I don't know what to expect.
Are you actually following that pillow?
Yeah, she's not gonna prepare any weapon.
Polar opposites, ready for an attack, being as quiet as possible. The rogue of the group. Hello, anyone home?
I mean, you gotta find out somehow. How are you supposed to get in unless they say you can?
Yes.
I thought it was the other way around.
I mean, you have no evidence that they're vampires. What are you talking about?
They failed the vibe check.
Blah blah blah.
It's not cool, blah blah blah. Welcome back to Karminia Chaos, where we just like to make Carter laugh.
I appreciate it. I very much do.
Now we get to make montage every time you say "Welcome back to Karminia."
Like, I'd say at least once an episode.
Never at the beginning or the end.
Nope. Nope, it can't be.
As you walk past the gate, you see the large, lush flower beds that are filled with various strange plants. No, like, directly beautiful flowers. They're all, like, very strange shades. Like, they're 3 steps off from reality, or they're just extremely violent, like a thistle, where it's literally just a barb of spikes. Like, they're all, like, it is not your traditional home garden. It's not like roses and elegant daisies and dramatic and elegant flowers. They're all
you
like,
walk in, you're gonna get spikes.
it's not like it's not like you're gonna get spiked. They're all like curated and like finely shaped, and they're like within their flower beds, but they are definitely not like your traditional house. You do see a line of glowing yellow lanterns leading around the side of the hill towards the back. It is the only lit lights you see, except for the actual lights of the castle.
Monarchs, suspicious path. Monarchs, suspicious path. I think we should follow the path. Why not go to danger? Go to what I assume is the basement of a castle of presumably, maybe not, vampires.
They said meet you at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah,
This will be at the bottom.
this would be at the bottom of the hill.
So now that this is starting to get more scary,
Yeah.
she's just gonna actually prepare a dagger. Whoa, guys.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Careful,
Knifes out.
Wait, the not so sure if a pacifist is going to pull out a dagger.
They killed the Stitch Beast. What tells you they're a pacifist?
They killed 3 zombies.
And
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I've killed a gnome.
None of the lights stay lit the entire time. As you pass them, they go out. But even before that, you see them kind of flicker and fade in and out. Yes.
At least let's burn up to see by.
Yes.
Okay.
You can see, like, You can see the path in front of you where they're trailing off, but you can't see more than maybe 10 feet outside the path of travel.
Okay. I'm not gonna say because it's cliche, but you know, he has dark vision.
Yeah. Okay, those of you without dark vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of you
I got
dark
it.
vision, you
Or
see
you're
a
half
flower,
elf.
and then you see a flower.
Okay, so you all have dark vision. Never mind, you can all
person
see.
party who doesn't have it.
Okay.
Nice.
Ariena, you can see technically that much. The rest of you can see the world within 30 feet of you. Which honestly is not that much farther out than the line.
Still, yeah, exactly.
So, walking along the path, you would inevitably reach a hard stone wall. And walking around here... Okay, sorry. You see a hard stone wall. And then it turns to grass, and a dirt path moves around it as the stone stops. And you see a light coming from around the corner, much stronger.
Something like a torch or a lantern.
Yes.
Like, is it flickering like a torch or a lantern?
No, it's consistent. It is just bright. You walk around the corner.
Going through the light.
I mean, we could at least just peek around.
Are you guys just walking around? Or are you
I'd be trying to go stealthily.
Yes. Like I'm not being hello.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to be subtle about it, but
As you look around the corner, you see a smashed down door and what looks to also have been a barred gate that was like a heavily fortified screen door, if that makes sense. Like there's the wooden door,
Wooden
and then
door,
there's a
gate,
and then
kind
there's
of
like a
prison.
gated barred door that would have also been in front of its lock.
Looks like the professor was there.
You see the bars have been blown inwards and the door itself entirely knocked off its hinges.
Professor really was there.
That's all you can make out.
at this point I'll go.
Draw your spear.
I kind of turn to Ariena or Ariana.
I am adding versatile to the spear bio, by the way. So it's D6 one hand, D8 two hands.
Do you think it's who we know, or is this something else?
It's unless if it was the professor who been going the other way. Did you get me in that didn't know?
Is this going in, or
Yeah, it's been pushed inwards.
Oh.
yeah? So prepare to
Make a double.
prepare for progress.
Well,
Very good.
if it's him, I mean, we know him. I seem
You-
nice.
You have no idea
The
what
Martian
he is like.
He's just, I mean, a teacher, scholar,
To do.
professor.
I'm gonna cautiously, with Eldritch Blast prepared.
What is your trigger for Eldritch Blast?
Anything attempts to attack me
Okay.
or charge at me.
Got it.
If he sees a fish.
That's a very specific Eldritch Blast. As you turn the corner, you fire the Eldritch Blast. No.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to get killed by Xanathar. Thank you.
You're moving forward cautiously.
Stealthily.
Stealthily. Okay, then all of you make a stealth check.
Hope we don't see a red herring. Oh no!
12.
12.
I need to
Oh,
remember
it's
17.
Is this in dim light or whatever?
Yes, it's in dim.
Right.
Actually, no, because if you're moving into the room itself is extremely bright.
Okay.
I rolled 2 14s plus whatever.
I roll 18.
I roll 16. Chainmail does not help.
Oh, fuck, it doesn't
I
matter.
need to find what that.
11 and 13. Yeah. And then I got this one too.
You did not just pull out a monster manual.
No,
No.
He's not like that.
I'd never do that to you, my friends, my lovely friends.
Something like that.
I'm sorry, but isn't that what you do to friends?
You pull the monster
If
manual.
you're friends with them, you make them bleed. That's how it works.
Gonna be honest, us
You gotta show
three-
them. You gotta pull. You have to extract their devotion.
Probably can't take anything without Jorn.
I think we can fight them. We can fight.
Maybe like a bunny.
You baby. You
Not
baby.
If you fight a bunny, it's gonna be the Monty Python bunny.
It's just a harmless bunny.
It's got hard to hit. Its attack has 15-foot range.
Bunny and lead.
Every time you make an attack and it's latched onto somebody, there's a 75% chance you hit them with the attack instead.
The very clear window is the number before and its AC.
Okay, and then I also need this. Yes, I do. I'm making perception checks, Zaccardi.
Oh,
More like eye drops?
We're not here. We're not here.
Luckily, he's not very perceptive, so that's bringing down the average. What were all of your stuff?
16.
16.
18.
18.
12.
12.
12.
That is good enough for what is going on.
Oh no. For us or for them?
For you.
It don't matter.
You are good.
Yay.
As you walk into this room, you see a series of large casks against one wall, wooden floor, with a massive amount of gold. You see a woman in like a maid's attire uniform with what were once glowing red eyes, massive fangs protruding from her upper lip, and these like 3-inch claws on her fingers just splattered and partially turning into ash against one of the walls. You also see several body parts of what look like rotting undead marauders. You see one of them is a torso, all of them with massive amounts of radioactive green splatter covering their bits and pieces that have been completely disassembled. It's like a bomb went off in this room and people just got splattered every which way. You see on one of the chests that are still remaining this strange, almost harness with a crystal apparatus strapped to this zombie of like almost half a crystal ball.
Nope. I go the other way. I turn around.
You leave? Okay. Vengeance turns around and leaves.
No.
Is there anything I can collect off of the corpse of the vampire?
If you'd like to make an investigation check, absolutely.
I can take it with us.
Take a look around? Yeah, absolutely. Make an investigation. Just of the room, or?
Yeah, just.
Okay, are you looking for anything, or are you just like, what is the layout?
What is the layout? Secret doors, your
Okay.
usual.
You make-
What is here?
Yeah, make an investigation.
You know what this crystal ball does. Clearly, it's a crystal ball. The zombie sees the future, and if it sees itself exploding, it explodes.
17? 8? Got it. I mean, there's cask in the room. Some of them are like damaged, and it looks like there's a bunch of wine coming out of it. Against the coming in to the room on your left side, there is a door that is currently closed.
Investigating the vampire first. I was going to do the other undead. You said. I'll do the other
Yes.
undead next.
Got it.
If that needs to
I'll let you carry. Okay. What are you looking for specifically on the vampire?
Anything really.
Are you looking for physical objects on their person, or are you investigating what happened?
I'd say investigating what happened and then looking for things.
Okay, I'll let you do the what happened roll all together.
Okay.
But it would not be investigation. It would be either it would be arcana. So you can
That's even better.
yeah, you can use the same roll, just apply the different.
So same roll.
modifier.
That would be a dirty 20.
Yeah. Okay. When vampires are exposed to sunlight, there's a specific interaction that happens that kind of overloads their
Cells.
pretty much their nervous system. It begins to they begin to disintegrate from the inside. It's pretty much like microwaving something. Like it's going to heat up from the inside out. This vampire was hit with a lot of sunlight very
Maybe not common.
which makes you look over at the other zombie that has the crystalline apparatus strapped to its chest. And when you go over and start looking at it, you begin to notice small etchings and runes of a spellcaster pretty much mounting the sun to the chest of this zombie so that it could ignite and fire and then pretty much shatter.
Is it broken? Is the crystal broken?
The crystal ball is semi-broken now. Like, there are cracks running all the way through it. It is definitely not wood.
Can I take that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will take broken crystal ball of sunlight.
Sure.
I don't know what else you want me to call it. That's what I'm calling it.
Actually, is that how this would work?
The zombie found its true sunlight.
I think that's how this would work. Can all of you make a constitution save?
Oh, crud.
Very
Wait,
low
do I have
DC.
to be in the room?
No, if you left, you don't have to.
Woohoo!
Shit.
8?
My constitution.
What was yours?
18.
The DC was 5, so you're okay.
Oh!
This is a very minor effect that could have just happened from exposure.
I can't be affected by diseases.
Not a disease.
Okay.
Radiation poisoning is not a disease.
Oh, shit!
Mount the sun onto somebody, that's gonna be a little bit of radiation.
Congratulations, you don't have children anymore.
Yeah. It's not like the might of a full sun. It's not like that ridiculously powerful. It's just like that's the closest approximation in like,
Chemotherapy.
hyperbole.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if it was the strength of the whole sun, Karminia wouldn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, no, would be not. At least the entire town.
Minimum child. Maximum play.
Yeah, it would be that.
Depends on what part of the sun.
This is a concentrated effect to be deployed in a small area. You are good. You ran out of the room. Where are you going? Are you just waiting outside?
I'm
or are
gonna
you
be
walking
waiting.
down?
I'm gonna be waiting outside and just like looking around the area, just like looking back and
Make a perception check while you're
I am putting it in my thing.
Got it. So you see the door, you investigate, you find those things. There's also like
I would also like
7 silver pieces in the vampire maid's pocket. If you want silver.
I am taking this. 7?
Yeah.
I would also be looking like if there are any remains. I'll be taking the remains so I can like experiment.
Like there's a lot of there's a lot of green goo everywhere.
I'm not taking that. I ain't touching.
yeah.
Do I have another vial? I don't know if I have.
If he's not, I'm going to take it.
Okay, yeah, take a vial of the green goo.
17.
17?
If she's taking it, I'll take. I'll
Take
let you,
more.
I'll let you go first.
Okay, this is gonna change what you see. How far are you leaving the door?
Basically,
Are
I'm
you
just
right outside?
right outside the door and she's just trying to calm herself down
Yeah.
to go back in.
Absolutely. You don't see anything, it's just a cool, quiet night. Occasionally you hear the flutter of something flying around in the distance. You hear this like
Oh, that must be normal.
slight faint bat noises.
I will be taking any parts of the vampire maid and maybe some of the zombies that I can experiment with.
Okay, what bits specifically?
Anything that's left, like
Like,
fangs and
Okay.
stuff like that.
add vampire fangs, and you can take three vampire fangs, 2 claws if you want claws.
I'll take the claws.
What parts of the zombies are you going for? Because they are mostly splattered. There might be some organ tissue.
I'll take some organ tissue.
Okay, which? Sorry, there is a full torso, but its bits are like falling out of it, and like they got microwaved, so their insides went before their outsides.
3 fangs.
2 claws, and then I'm gonna need you to be real specific because it's gonna change the stuff you can make. If you try to make stuff.
What tissue can I get?
If you want to search for specific organ meats, you can. I'm gonna give you one thing you can make.
Nice. He's going to take everything, so
Yeah.
I want to do something with the stuff. But I just look, see around, like, what changes happen between the zombie and a normal person. Like, from what I can gather.
like what happened from regular human to this zombie,
Yeah.
make a medicine check. Or Arcana. It's up to you.
That's instead.
Name and
That's a
order.
nut one.
You can take a zombie heart.
Woo! 18 and a nat one. I did a nat one.
Why did you have disadvantage?
Exhaustion.
You still have exhaustion. You still have exhaustion.
Has it been 2
Oh,
days?
God. It's been...
Yeah, but they didn't sleep they slept, and then they didn't sleep the previous night.
So wouldn't it be another month of exhaustion?
No, they slept.
Okay, they slept.
Got rid of the exhaustion.
Oh,
got
okay.
rid of them, and then
The previous night they didn't sleep, so they got it back.
I think technically it's supposed to be one night to get rid of 1 point of exhaustion,
Yes.
but I'm just doing.
Well, it's one night
I
to get
think
rid of
that
one part of
partly makes
exhaustion. I got 2, slept off 1, and now we're here.
I think that partly makes sense. You sleep and
Yeah.
you're rejuvenated, so like you could be almost dead exhausted. You fall asleep, you
Yeah.
wake up again, you're fine.
Really?
I was gonna say it doesn't quite work like that.
In real
especially-
life,
In real life, not quite, but I'm gonna say for the sake of being fair in game, especially because you guys have not had a great number of like weekend rest points, and you guys have been choosing to pull all-nighters a lot more than in a typical campaign I've been running. Like, it's there.
Wait, so if one night gets rid of it all, no.
Okay, then you're good. We'll say, for the sake of what's gonna happen during this session, you have no points of exhaustion.
I'm gonna reroll all that.
Yes.
That's shitty. 14.
14. You can't break down fine processes of this happened and this happened and this happened. But there are definitely abnormal stages you are seeing here. Like this person was a regular human. They were infected and transformed into a zombie. But then it looks like something happened and it changed again after that. And that is extremely abnormal. But that seemed to be like semi-natural, almost like a mutation of the current disease based on based on an exterior stimulus. But then there's something else that happens in there, in which there's not enough of it to like fully see what was happening. But something happened again, even after the natural like mutation, that somebody definitely instigated themselves. There are threads of what seem to be altered like viscera that have been introduced to like mend parts of muscles that seem to have also been enchanted at some point that have changed the physiology of these things over time. So this is something that happened naturally, spontaneously changed, and then somebody engineered to change again. So we are talking multiple iterations of somebody messing with something that they probably shouldn't.
Okay, I'm gonna punch that down.
Got it.
Fun.
Everybody enjoying this?
Did you find anything with the room?
There's something over there, and that's fine.
There's a door right there.
I'm gonna walk over and try and quietly peek through the door.
Make a stealth check.
Check out Mary.
If you're right next to
16.
16. Oh, that is a 15. What are they talking?
Ooh, eavesdropping.
Just before you start that, sort of to clarify, if it's known how much time was since Jorn was captured and now, like we're talking, or is that not known? Like the time more like, because I imagine it didn't take too long from the recon forward.
Okay. It took you guys 1 day to travel to Mossborough, right? And this is now the night of the second day.
Yes.
Okay, just so audience is clear on timeline. You guys left, it took 1 day to travel, and it's now the second night. It took you 2 nights to travel, and you began recon the night that you got.
Okay.
So this is happening
Approximately the same time-ish.
approximately. Yours was probably a couple hours before.
Okay.
So you have been passed out for probably 3 hours, just kind of caught in this headlight of a massive eye, and you are just reliving flash moments of your past with Forest. But they're all like a little changed. It's extremely dramatic. Like all the bad times are extremely bad. All the good times are like euphorically good. Yes, I was looking at the.
I get to eavesdrop.
As you peek out here, you see a large, extremely large figure covered with sewing marks and just extra hunks of flesh, just almost like coating them like armor, with the back of this large red hood. In front of him, you see a much thinner humanoid figure with a dark stone mask with these stone tentacles wrapping around the back of his head with this one bright, bloodshot eye. As you kind of open the door, you hear,
I always thought of it as temporary, and it is still an affront to perfection. But I will admit, your dream sorcery has its uses.
and you hear the other one just go, it always has been and will be the future. At the end of the day, dreams are all we have. You'll never have anything more or anything less than you can dream. I wonder, what does a mutated carcass dream about? You see, he looks down at him and he just kind of smiles and goes,
I dream of a day where I don't have to work with your mutated super ego.
This conversation just kind of generally goes on. Where they talk faintly about a couple different points about the infusion of magic into undead. You do hear a phrase being uttered where the large hulking figure just says,
Just whatever you do, make sure you don't mess with the gore cauldron upstairs.
Write that down. Something we're gonna mess with.
how long do you stay there?
Until they start making another movie.
It doesn't take long before they say, finally,
Touch your precious cauldron.
we're needed upstairs. Apparently, they can't find the bait. And they begin walking off to go opposite.
It's the professor.
Sounds right.
They walk off, and the corridor is now clear. So before we come back to you, Ariena went outside to see vengeance.
So I'm just like outside, just not like trying not to look in the room, but like she sees you walking out.
Sorcerer is sweet at this point because she's been doing
Yeah,
it before.
like-
I mean, like probably
Like
not.
elbow deep in gore.
Elbow deep, maybe a little.
I need to wash my hands.
This is the reason for the plague mask.
It's not all just like viscera. There is like a lot of green goo in there too.
Yeah, she's lost
Yeah.
her
Reaction on the presentation.
Yeah, it's all gone. They're clean.
What's going on in there? We were supposed to just have a meeting. What happened?
It's a mess.
Good day.
What's going on in there? There was undead. Looks like they did something to me. Well, something blew up on it.
Okay, well, is it cleared out now, or?
There's much else. But we're just gonna go into the next room. Just walk up here. So close your eyes if you need to.
Alright, as long as there's no more that. So she like. Now her hoodie is just
Yeah.
right
You're
around.
narrowing your vision so you don't have to look at like the peripherals of what's going on.
She's like, just. I mean, she's like barely seeing it. Like her
Yeah.
nose is sticking out.
Yeah.
So she's just.
I'll guide her,
Okay.
and I'll wait for him to be done with this conversation before I lead her in. Not conversation.
Something tells me that this is minuscule compared to what's upstairs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With a gore cauldron.
Gore cauldron. I wonder what that is.
I want to see that. That's interesting.
That sounds interesting. My character is very
I
intrigued.
guess
While
you
this is
a
happening,
bloodbath.
Jorn, I'll have you make another intelligence saving.
Please don't roll a 1.
4.
Oh,
Hey, that's
I
not.
just saw the line. I'm like, did you really just roll another one?
It's been a couple hours. I'll let you do it.
Just say he passes.
That's tough.
That's the most cocked I've ever seen a roll. Like, it was straight up in.
Nat 20.
Dude, do I give him knowledge for that?
Do I get to increase my intelligence score if I'm not in the negatives?
Of course.
What is your intelligence score?
8.
If you were a 9, I'd say bump it up to 10, but 2 is a little much.
What can I bump it up to 9?
No. What is the inciting incident of the path Jorn is on now? Like in your memory, like what would have put you on the path to Forest Blood?
Like, to Forest Blight, as in, like,
Like when you were a kid, what would have made you walk along?
should I DM you that? Or...
Well, sure, I'm gonna describe it out loud, but
He just walks a lonely road.
Like, we're talking about like, joining the squad or, like, the program?
the program.
So, Festering Thorn.
Yeah.
Project Festering. So, the difference between the program and the squad. Two entirely different things.
So you start experiencing a memory. Wee little young Jorn, maybe. How old were you?
Probably no more than 10.
10. Wee little 7-year-old Jorn. In the middle of the night, you feel yourself getting picked up and dragged by the arm. Outside. You remember this very vividly. It is scarred in your mind. As you're being dragged out of the house, there's one thing you notice that's a little bit different. You see on the door frame, there is this faint, glowing, purple kind of outline, just like a handprint on the one side of it. What would you like to do?
So there's a glowing handprint on the door and I'm being dragged away.
And you're being dragged out through the doorway.
Out through the doorway, Jordan's going to try, like, to grab it, like, the handle of the door as he's passing through.
Not at the handprint.
Not at the handprint, like the hand. Basically, he's trying to stop me dragged. Like,
You grab the door. Make a strength check. I'm gonna say with advantage because with disadvantage because you're a 10-year-old child.
7, I think it's 6 years old.
Sorry, 6 years.
6 years old.
Who knows?
You're a
Who
small
knows?
child.
Kid
Fine,
Jorn-
fine, with
Kid
super
Jorn-
disadvantage because you're a
Roll 3 dice, take the lowest.
Kid Jorn is just really
Roll
really
4 dice, take the lowest.
So that would be a 3 plus 2, so 5. Yeah,
Well,
sounds
I
like a
rolled
6.
terribly. I rolled a natural 2. I'm going to do with a +3, which is 5. So do me a favor and roll a d6.
5.
I rolled a 4. You grab onto the door frame. and you feel like this faceless figure. You feel pull harder on your arm, and then you see that glowing purple handprint just kind of shoot around the door frame until it covers your hand, and your hand starts glowing purple as well. You feel yourself be empowered. You feel your heart start beating stronger than it ever has. You feel like you could crush the hand of the person who's grabbing you in an instant just by thinking.
Don't go, Professor. Come on. Keep it together.
Jordan's going to kind of just go all into this power fantasy.
Okay.
Doom so.
So what are you doing?
He's just going to, if that instant feeling is just going to like crush his, like try to close his grip.
You close your grip, and it is like squeezing a foam ball. Except when the shrapnel of bones of this person's hand begin to poke into yours. As their hand becomes pretty much a two-dimensional object in front of you as you crush it in your grasp. They begin to scream and howl. You hear in the faint back of your head just,
We are all just memory. There is nothing outside of perception that you cannot just remember. Our experience is the past, present, and future, and it can all be changed.
Jordan kind of like he's just hearing lines of like speaking to him,
Yeah.
just like
this is disembodied. It's not coming
like
you
it just kind of in the air. Like,
in the air, from everywhere, all at once.
Everywhere.
so is this hand figure like symbol still in the door?
No, it grew, and now the entire doorway is glowing. To the point where you can't see back into the room.
Jordan's gonna kind of look with the doorway. Like it basically as if like fog wall just went down on it.
Yeah.
Jordan's gonna like look at it and see the walk, try to walk through it. Like
As you walk through the room, you feel yourself return to your fully adult body. You begin looking around an extremely dark room. But luckily, because of Dark Elf Dark Vision, you can see perfect. You see a splattering of just dark gray blood everywhere as these pale white, long-tongued, grotesque, skeletally thin bodies with like these 1-foot claws are just ripped apart all around you. And you see sitting opposite of you is this young, almost 20 to 23 appearing elf woman with these glowing amber eyes. And you see her now too just have several rows of just sharp fangs and these like short claws from her hands, but she is profusely cut to pieces. And you see her just sitting there in front of you and just go. You feel yourself shackled to the wall.
like there's like
There's a physical shackle on your arm connected to the wall in this short, dark room. There are 7 to 8 corpses of these pale, pasty.
Does it look like any of them are also shackled like this, or is it
No,
just Jordan?
they are splattered. It's just you shackled.
Jordan's gonna just try to like a so quick moment, try to maybe like force his way free.
Make a strength check. While he does that, what are the rest of you doing as you walk into the hall? Just want to get a look at the surroundings? Assuming you want to walk into the hall.
Oh, I'm going.
18.
I'm
18.
going. And since I'm leading her, she's going.
As you walk into the hallway, looking around, you see a staircase about 80 feet in front of you. And then you see a door on your left, and then another door down on the right side.
Okay.
Jorn, you feel yourself rip the shackle from the wall. The shackle doesn't break, but the bolt to the wall is fairly old, and it just rips out of there. And the chain clatters onto the ground.
Jordan's kind of like grip.
You all hear a loud crack and clang of metal coming from the room to your left.
To the left. To the closer.
The closer room.
I'm going.
We'll take a look into the room to the left. They'll actually open that door.
Is it like a
Like,
I think
is
it's
it like
bars or is it like an actual
It's
wooden?
a physical wooden.
Can I look?
Okay.
Is it
Look
like
at the
a yeah? Keyhole.
You can try and look into the keyhole, yeah. You look into the keyhole and you see a short hallway. And then because there's a short hallway, you can't quite see the perimeter of that room, but you see a couple of chairs, like stacks of chairs, like just a general storage area for spaces.
I need to ask: is the hallway lit up with light, or is it like
That hallway is lit, yes.
Okay.
But mainly just from the room that's on the side.
Okay, so it's kind of dim light where we
Yeah.
are.
I don't
I
want to
don't
be here.
From the sounds of it, it wasn't people.
Can I discern what the sound was to like try and explain it to them, or
It was the breaking of stone and the clang of something on metal. That is...
It might be a good idea if this is a hostage takeover. We could help out, or in worst case scenario, we could grab a hostage, interrogate.
It
To
sounds
figure
like
out-
something just for free. And
Something that could possibly help, but also we
or
don't know.
They could be in and chained to a wall to keep it stable.
If, as much as I want to leave, if it's somebody, if somebody innocent, we need to break free, or who's broken free, we need to help them.
I'd say let's take a look. Doesn't hurt to look. If it's something dangerous, we can just close the door and lock it.
Let's just not take too long.
Yes.
Okay.
so?
You guys open the door into the hallway. What are you doing this time?
in this time, so like I believe it would be right before though. So Jordan's like big thought. Does he identify a door besides the one he came in?
No. There is no door in this room.
Besides, not even the one I came in.
When you walked through the door, you did not appear in this room. Your vision just kind of went glowing bright till you could not see, and then you were just yourself, sitting on the floor of this room, shackled.
Jordan's going to look at the person like wheezing there, like it looks like they're almost like half alive, right? Like weak. Jordan's going to approach them like, what's the matter?
I'm waiting for it.
Jordan's kind of like think to himself, should have kept those people peaches. Jordan's gonna look into his he's gonna look into his bed and he's going to start trying to and he's going to
Zaccardi knows what I'm getting at.
I'm waiting for it.
The rest of you walk into the room that you saw beyond the hallway. You see a couple of tables stacked on top of each other on the left side of this room. You see stacks of chairs on the other end, and then on the right wall there is just a bookcase of a series of tankards and silverware and plates and many things.
Are there any things in here?
It's just tables and stuff.
Binge
I'd like to
slowly
take
opens
a
up.
quick look
opens up.
around. I'd like to take
There's a
quick look around.
spider in the corner of the room. The spider web in the top corner of the room.
Is it cute?
That's how vengeance feels about spider.
It's cute.
Okay.
I'd like to take a quick look around. So is that an investigation?
Investigation.
Guidance.
You have guidance.
And that is what?
D4.
Yeah, I needed that.
Sure.
Jordan is is looking down and they look
Like, I
injured,
rolled the
right? Like,
Yeah, like they have been completely eviscerated.
Oh, plus my.
Jordan's gonna kind of just stop paying attention to them and he's gonna start maybe trying to examine the walls in the room.
Okay, make an investigation check. What did you get?
9
9?
total. 4 plus 3 plus 2.
It's a room with a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah, I'm like, there's nothing here.
11.
How are you investigating the sides of the room?
I'm just trying to, like, I'm basically checking the walls. I haven't identified any doors or interested. Maybe for, like, any, like, what seems to be a weaker spot on the wall. He's basically physically touching it. Like,
Okay, you're just like running your hand across it?
yeah, running into, like, patting it.
Patting
Like,
it? How hard are you?
fairly. I'm not, like, trying to break it. Like,
Got it. Like you thump on the one side of the wall. You guys hear on from behind the bookcase just, and then you see one of the plates falls over and shatters on the ground. You hear a porcelain plate fall over and shatter on the ground on the other side.
when Jorn hears that, he's like, there's something on the other side here. He's going to...
You guys hear a muffled voice on the other side of it.
like,
Is it a full wall bookcase?
Yeah, it's like a full wall of shelves
What-
with like different tankards in
what sort of material are we talking this door? Like, this wall feels like?
It feels like stone, like solid stone.
Do you think it's
Jorn's going to take his... Jorn's going to take a piece of dynamite. And...
Okay,
question.
Just to clarify, the room you are in is only like 30 feet by 30 feet. It is
All right.
very small.
Is there...
Yes.
We heard a voice. Did we recognize that shit?
No, it's just like a muffled. Like it is a solid wall between you still, even if it is.
Are there any, like,
weak.
tables or anything in the room? Like,
Yeah, there are a couple things.
he's gonna take one of the tables and he's gonna just flip it to its side and like he's gonna be running as far away from that side of the wall as to be.
When the plate falls, I'm gonna go over to the bookcase, kind of be like, "There's," and I hear the muffled voice. Obviously, I'm gonna try and like either try and push the door open, or the assumed secret passage open.
When you push on it, nothing happens. But you start feeling around and you notice that there is like a bloody handprint on one of the tankards, and you also see like a drag mark going underneath the wall.
Meanwhile, we
Yeah, you flip the table.
Jorn's so it's just like the far corner of the room, and he's going to light a stick of dynamite and chuck it at that section of the wall.
You pull the tankard.
Oh god.
Yes.
I'm gonna try and listen in, like, against the wall.
I'm literally pulling the
You
wall.
pull it while you're listening. Right before he pulled, like right as he's pulling the tankard, you hear, and then you pull the tankard, and you see it begins to swing open.
Oh no!
And you see a piece of dynamite on the ground in front of you. And I see it pull the door.
Next time you duck recover.
You three make a dexterity saving throw. That
Plus 3.
Unnatural.
Jordan
Okay.
obviously immediately has ducked like behind the table here.
yours is the one that matters the most.
7.
If yours was if the door could get shut in time, if you could have got the door shut in time, none of you would have taken any damage.
That's why I'm like,
The dynamite I gave you is 3d10 piercing, 3d10
Was
fire.
there like variable? Is there a variable to it?
There is a variable to it though, so we are gonna roll to check to see. So roll a d20 to see if it actually works.
Might be fine.
I'm rolling a d20.
well, or we might just die.
Yeah.
Or be
I don't know if I
seriously.
can take that much damage.
Was that the bad one?
It goes. Oh. And then you just wait a minute and you don't hear anything.
I mean,
Wait, so I close the
Yeah.
door.
And you don't hear it. In short, nothing happens.
I open it
Jordan's
back up.
Jordan not having it, he's going to be ducking up and like looking at like the
put it
because
in
I
his
mentioned
mouth,
you're
check
probably
it out.
holding the door shut like mad life. Like
Yeah, but then you said you opened it.
I'm like, nothing's happening. I try and open the door. I try and open the door
You
again.
pull the tanker to open it back up again.
I just
you're gonna
stick
see
Yeah, you should stick a dynamite on the ground. Jorn, you see Felix standing in the doorway. Felix, you say Jorn ducked behind the table.
So that was Jordan's ducked behind the table with his long rifle aiming at the dynamite.
Jorn, with the long rifle aiming at the dynamite.
I can either close the door, or you can put the rifle down.
Jorn's
Did I
been like,
ever give you the stats for the long rifle?
no, you never did.
Okay, sorry. So it does D12 damage. I gave you the range. It was 150 feet by 1,000 feet.
So hold on, yeah.
Crits on an 18 and 19 or a 20.
God.
Right, just send me a Discord later.
I will.
Jorn's going to, like, obviously hold fire, like, Felix, what the hell are you doing here?
I'm asking you the same question. What in the hell? What are you doing here?
Quite frankly, I was...
I'm assuming I now notice the
Yeah.
vampire.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
look from behind cover.
Yeah.
Jorn's kind of be, like, sitting there, just like, I was doing recon, got caught by a Stitch Beast, and now I was here.
Where are the other two?
I'm gonna go.
Where are the other two?
Oh, Tallow fled when we were noticed. The professor, we don't worry about the professor.
What happened?
I'm not sure where he went after that, but I'm sure it's beyond our problem.
Do I know if cure wounds would heal or harm the vampire?
Make a Arcana.
Fetch.
Got it.
Yeah, I think it'd be an arcane.
Yeah, probably Arcana.
That's over a 20.
Realistically, most undead are inverted on the healing
Yeah,
heart
so-
spectrum, so you probably figure that probably would not do any good.
Inflict wounds might.
Inflict wounds, you also know would probably not have.
I don't think I have much I can help you with.
Oh,
Nourishment.
You said this was a vampire, right?
needs blood.
I
Just kind of just looks at you.
do I
just
do
like, Nourishment.
I'm right next to her. I'm gonna just.
Oh.
You're Fey, not undead, right?
Yeah, technically, in all intents and purposes, I'd be considered a fae.
Okay.
Bordering the line of undead, but still.
So then this would actually be helpful. Yeah, you put out your arm. She latches on. You're gonna take 3 points of necrotic damage. And you see a lot of her wounds just begin to kind of like self-heal, and they just kind of glaze over and return back to normal. And her breathing returns to normal as well. She kind of looks at the floor and goes, "Thank you."
I offer her a hand to get up.
She takes it, and like her like couple inch claws are still out, so it's like an awkward grasp where you like feel them against you, but they're not like
Not
cutting
digging in. It's
Yeah.
just like
And then you help her stand up, and she just kind of looks around at all of you and just goes, "I was not expecting this to happen when I was told to come and meet all of you down."
So you're our contact?
Yes, I'm not the one who contacted you.
But you're the one who was sent in the contact's stead.
Lucille and Austin then, and she hands out, like, puts a hand out to you. to
Felix.
shake it. And she shakes your hand. You could have blown me up!
Jorn kind of like still like behind the table, putting away his long rifle.
Yeah.
It's just like, you looked already in rough condition.
Or I don't know, might have shot you.
I think that's a jab from a couple episodes ago, Jorn.
You know, I can still shoot that stick right there, you know?
I'll pick up the stick and dynamite.
I'm saying, there is no fuse now.
You should just dismantle it.
It's
They just break it? They're not particularly strong.
No, like take it apart. Like
Oh, to like reuse pieces?
It's like
or,
dynamite,
reuse?
so it's
take it apart so I can take out all the gunpowder and just spread it like ash.
usually
Easy enough, like you could probably just break it in half.
like as it is. It's usually just like a paper tube. full of,
Yeah.
like that like gunpowder or nitroglycerin.
Yeah,
like
you can just rip it in half for the most part just by like snapping it.
Glow stick.
And
Yeah, if you want to
can
do
you
it right now, you
to
can.
do it?
Yeah, it's paper.
You have to try to burn paper.
Somebody hand Nora paper.
But yeah, we're starting stuff.
Rip it hard and stick. So there's a bunch of gunpowder on the ground now.
well, the Jorn's kind of like it. Well, that's a kind of a waste. No one
Excuse
needs to
me,
do
I need a
anything.
cigarette. No.
So, what did you want? Let me rephrase it. What did our contact want you to tell us?
We are being held hostage in our own home.
Kind
We
of-
couldn't say anything to you directly. Evidently, my contact and telepathically, apparently, our lovely and charming host can overhear telepathic conversations.
What do you mean from hostage back?
Jorn's going to interject into like, would he have any cue of recognition before he went out of the person who put him in his trance? He'd probably take a hunch and say it was Valkyrie.
You have no idea what Valkyrie looks like?
Seems like an really hard job to do.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
That was kind of the point.
Jorn's going to say, I have a hunch it might have been Valkyrie. When I was last awake, I was scouting his camp.
He's got it. He's upstairs in the throne room.
Was the
I'm still at 5.
people
You can use hit dice to regain hit points.
Sure.
You did not get a complete rest.
Sure, I'll just
What was the name of the person mentioned in the vision? I remember something, I don't know who is exactly.
Who was it referring to? Was it the person who was on the ground?
It was, I don't remember who said it. It was,
It was the guy, the undead
yeah.
maniac said
The person.
so and so
some-
will like or he was
all the
referring.
gag.
Oh.
All the gag is the name that he said in that.
Yeah. He was saying it to the person's like,
Yeah.
this is for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did we talk to Valtergak, or was it your
No, that would have been my.
family
Yeah.
instead? This poses a problem. Well, how can we help?
Ideally, I can get you to the throne room. And we can kill the monster, and we could generally save family.
Monster meaning Valtergak?
Yes.
Okay.
Jorn's going to interject.
Is there something else going on?
I came down here to talk to you. They overpowered me. I got ransacked by so many ghouls, I lost count. I don't know what's going on upstairs.
Let us just say there is possibly a bloodbath upstairs.
Jorn's kind of going to interject. Well, my mission here, I suppose, then is to kill Valkyrie. Hearing that there's a lot of zombies, that piece of dynamite probably would have been useful, you fool.
I saw what happened the last time you used some dynamite. It nearly blew me up.
Well, when you're being feasted on by zombies, I won't be coming to help.
I don't want you to.
Can we just take the aggression down and maybe save it for the person who actually needs it? For once?
I agree. So, since we're all here and Valkyrie...
You're right in front of me. Where else am I supposed to look?
For the audience sake, I say that Carter's just dead eyes staring me down with the most intense stare.
So, as it stands, almost all of us are here. Valkyrie is upstairs. I think there's only one thing left to be done.
Say it, do not do it.
Let's go kick his ass.
Okay. Is there anyone else that might be able to help us?
What was your name again? I just
Lucillin.
Yeah, Lucillin Austin. Then?
He's got it.
No, it's
Luslin.
Lucillin Austin. I don't know how to spell it. Maybe listen to
Austenvent.
That wow.
You can just go back and look.
Please do that. Please do that very much. Help? I mean, the guards have been downgraded the entire time he was here. The rest of his horde is in the castle now. Guess that they've probably killed all of them. The good news for us is that our guards are trained very well, so realistically, there's probably not many of them left either. I can only guess. Last time I checked, my father, mother, and brother were in the throne room with him. And that's pretty much my entire family. So
We will do what we can. Oh, what?
I was no, brother probably won't be much help. She's only 3.
The baby.
I don't know about the baby. He was listening in.
Right.
It's true. Only Felix knows about the baby.
You said your only family is your parents and your brother, yes?
Yes.
I overheard what seemed like generals of his army or horde speak about an infant.
And if it's an infant, my brother is very, very young.
So he might be safe. They couldn't find him, and they were going to go look for him.
No, he's definitely with my family.
You can tell?
Yeah, we have a mental link.
So,
Especially within the castle.
somebody else. So,
I'm sorry, I don't know of any other infant who would be in this case.
it's okay. What is your combat ability? If you have any. And please don't take that as a
It's
rude way.
no offense taken. I am, yes.
You were looking at why you fucking pull down if you keep spinning that chair.
Let's get that out. Let's get that out of the chair. Let's get that out of the chair.
Thank you. I just need to consult with stat block real quick. So I can remember what the hell she does.
She's a vampire lord. She should be very bloody powerful.
I don't know, pack of zombies beat her up, and we've been fighting pack of zombies all this time.
We've run from back to zombies.
Yeah.
We have not fought
It
back to
was
zombies.
8 ghouls and 2 ghasts.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Turn economy alone.
I mean, it was like what? Multiple creatures against one?
Yeah.
That's always
Mm.
in favor of the creatures. No matter how powerful the
Unless it's a dragon.
vampire versus ghouls and ghasts.
Yeah.
Multiple of which. Not the best case scenario.
It's like if you've ever seen the Deadliest Warrior episode, where for some reason they did vampires versus zombies. So for a fair fight, it was 300 zombies versus 3 vampires. And pretty much the only way a zombie could beat a vampire was to cause so much blood loss. They pretty much died, but they had to lose pretty much all of their blood. So I think vampires won against 300. Either way, this is unimportant and unrelated. This is entirely.
How old does she look? In relative terms?
Well, for vampires.
1, she's a vampire, so you know she doesn't age.
Yeah.
2, she's an elf, which means she ages very slowly. She looks to be about 23.
Okay, so
Good luck figuring out what that means.
I mean,
very strong. He just holds up like 3-inch claws and is like, I'm also arcanically inclined.
That could be.
I saw you perk up.
Arcanic
I am-
blind. Nora.
A little tapped though.
Little.
I have already used a lot of power today.
Not as much. Well, the throne room has been untouched, yes?
Untouched by what?
Unchanged. Other than maybe the port being in.
From when you were here yesterday?
Yes.
When someone enters this home, they do not enter this home. They see a illusory shroud that covers most of the fine detail. The throne room generally is what you saw it as yesterday. However, he has been installing apparatus on apparatus within there in order to produce sunlight to keep us locked with him. So,
An entrance you wouldn't have had. A way within without drawing so much attention.
I mean, there are service corridors for the help. I don't know where quite they link up though, because I've never had to use them.
Would you have found those?
I do not.
I think the best case scenario is we head upstairs and assess the situation as quietly as possible.
Okay.
I will say the main entrance to the throne room is locked. However, there is a staircase for our family that cannot be closed. That can lead you.
That might be helpful. So if we could at least take a look around, we might know what we're dealing with in terms of the horde.
Let's go take a look.
Just before we go, have a word with you two.
Oh no. He just stands there and kind of looks at you and just like,
So, like,
Looks like
between
Jorn is like
Jorn
Jorn.
and
No, the three of us.
not you and her. You standing next to the vampire.
Jordan is gonna gotta look at the vampire. Very well. Then with the prophecy, Jordan's gonna make his way to the door. He's going to briefly try to take out Saul's satchel and scrub some whatever was in the dynamite into a bag real quick.
Oh God.
Just into a bag.
Like a satchel, into an almost coin pouch.
Sure.
Actually, no, I would have taken the time to make sure this was right. It's not like I jump in and found.
Yeah,
Just
you
stomped
kick
on
it
it.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Because that's safe to do.
Roll a d20.
You don't get to say anything ever.
Hey,
2. It's too dispersed. You can't get enough of it to be worth anything. If you threw it on the ground, it might make a flash and could make a loud a pop. A pop. You pretty much have a firecracker.
Jordan's gonna kind of give a look disdain at Ariena and watch your back. And then he's gonna walk through the door.
Does he say that?
He says that. And he walks through the door.
Okay.
Holding owl spear.
That's not threatening.
That only adds to more of my concern. So, our goal is to not have him.
Return.
Return with documents. I have a way to use from them to make that.
Okay, but are we telling him that?
No.
We're not talking about it to him at all.
You might have to speak up.
We are not.
Yeah.
Whispering doesn't exactly work when you're trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We aren't going to explain anything to him. We are simply going to forgive you about this. We are going to use his strength because it is necessary at points. But we're not going to give him the credit, per se. Someone else did the job.
Oh, he's talking about that 8 on all 3 of us at good level.
Okay.
What 8? What's
Your
my
current
God.
maximum hit points go up by 10.
current and maximum?
Yeah.
I don't get healed though.
You don't get healed.
Get
So, wait, are you missing some?
I just took 3 necrotic damage
You do
for
get
giving.
You do get healed. Because we ruled that as healing and I get a bonus to healing that.
Yes.
Because I did offer blood to a vampire.
Wow.
Because chained up vampire, probably not the threat.
How does that
Could be
spell?
useful.
How does the spell look?
It doesn't.
It's just like it doesn't.
Temporary
look
You
like
feel
casting
10
anything.
in the air and you feel a little better.
THP 10.
10. From maximum, not 10. So
Oh, we actually gain.
maximum thing.
Yes.
It goes away after 8 hours, but this way you can be healed to that amount.
Oh, okay.
Did you see that?
Just make sure you write down what your current maximum is, and then
I'm
just
just gonna write on the side here.
Yeah, but
Felix.
Yeah.
Did you see that shit? She did it.
I like hover sacred flame.
Did you see that?
People look just.
Miracle's really confident.
It's so amusing watching magic users interact with non-magic users. Like, oh my gosh, you can do this, and then he just goes like,
it's normal.
"It's normal. What the heck do you expect?"
I think on that note, as you all prepare to go upstairs, we will end this episode, and with the next one, we will have the crescendo prize fight. Yes?
I thought you said we were doing this as one episode, not as 2.
Yes, but we've hit about 2 hours now, and that encounter is going to take a prolonged amount of time.
Yeah.
So we're going to cut it here.
We need time to prepare the crescendo.
Thank you very much for
Oh, I might
joining us today, and there are weird camera angles that allow me to stare directly into your eyes.
Better stop looking. I know they look appetizing. Stop. We will give you souls later.
So delicious.
Which soul do you want?
They fuel my creativity.
I think that'd be the best one.
Here, have Brady soul.
No, it tastes like
What
octopus.
Octopus tastes
I
great.
know it does. I needed a weird tentacle thing.
Squid.
That also tastes
It
good.
also tastes good.
Yeah, we
Anybody
turned out
passing on the
tentacle
seafood
good.
is just not my friend. Okay. Thank you for tuning in today. We hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
And definitely will want to be seeing you again for the next episode where the fight we've been looking forward to since episode 1 of season 1
As episode 3 of season 1.
finally takes place.
Plug.
If you would like
So, you want to have an epic encounter with only the most epic people and battles and dice, you can go to Phoenix Games and Hobbies 501 Crew Street. I don't know if the camera was switching. Which camera? That one.
that one.
That camera there. Okay. Yeah, so 501 Crew Street, Kitchener. Go check them out. We got all the D&D goods, all the magic goods, all the Warhammering goods, all the goods.
Goods.
Good.
Good.
6 rods right now, do you know?
He avoids any talk of Warhammer.
I know, I'm sorry, I was joking.
Gosh.
Not joking, I kind of did so. No, it's all good. I promised not to use you as an encyclopedia of Phoenix.
Go
Phoenix
to
stuff.
Wednesday's encounters.
D&D encounters on Wednesdays.
Show up. Be there.
Sunday
Yeah.
Commander.
There's a token or something.
Okay, goodbye.
Have a good
Bye.
I'm just gonna...
This is nice.